There are lots of scary things in life, but nothing scarier than misinformation, especially when it comes to climate change. Now more than ever, climate change is a part of our public discourse and will play a significant role in the 2020 presidential election. But just what exactly is it? And why should it matter to me? Well, I'm glad you asked. According to the National Geographic, climate change is the long-term alteration of temperature and normal weather patterns. But since the mid-20th century, both humans and technology alike have made it all a lot worse. But how? Well, cue another phrase you may be very familiar with: global warming. Global warming is the process of the Earth's temperature rising due to the greenhouse effect.
Climate change is the Earth getting warmer.
Well, it's mainly the warming of the atmosphere, and that causes extreme changes in climate.
We, as the human race, have put so much carbon dioxide and other anthropogenic greenhouse gases in the atmosphere that it's causing the planet to warm.
So, we the people, yes, that's all of us in some way or another, have made the Earth's atmosphere thick with greenhouse gases that trap in the sun's heat. Think carbon dioxide and methane. This is known as the greenhouse effect. You know, like that greenhouse place your grandma grew all her tomatoes. It was always so hot in there. It's this effect that makes the Earth much warmer. And this all explains why we're experiencing longer, sweatier, blazing hot summers and finger-freezing cold winters, and why melting glaciers may force cute, cuddly polar bears out of their homes, and why rising sea levels mean islands in the Pacific are disappearing, and why there will be longer, more catastrophic hurricane seasons, and do I even really have to go on? Oh yeah, but there's one more thing. Annual average temperatures across the US have risen by 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit since the beginning of the 20th century, and they're going to continue to rise. And as if all of that's not frightening enough, a think tank in Australia caused much chatter and alarm when it released a 2019 report describing climate change as a near to midterm existential threat to human civilization. Basically saying that if we don't address this issue ASAP, then we're in danger, like real live danger of the world basically overheating by 2050. I mean, what do you think would happen if we don't fix climate change?
Well, already right now, a lot of people are already feeling the effects of climate change. In Florida, there is already flooding. There's already people that have been forced out of their homes.
And I also think we're going to lose a lot of the species that we know and love. The coral reefs aren't going to be able to survive once the ocean reaches a certain temperature, and that will probably happen soon.
But don't despair just yet. Let's dig in deeper. Who and what is causing climate change? You've probably heard about our dependence on fossil fuels, like coal, oil, and natural gas that all contribute to the greenhouse effect. But what's this you hear about cows and, farting? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you heard me right. Not only do cows and other two-toned livestock produce methane, but it turns out that these farts trap more heat and energy than carbon dioxide. Stop that steak order now. Okay, so I know that's a lot to process, but all hope is not lost. According to a report released by the United Nations in 2014, there's a 95% chance that humans have a direct impact on climate change. But hold up, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Well, since I'm a glass half full kind of woman, it seems to me that we humans still have a chance to do something about this crisis. And that's just what people like Al Gore, Leonardo DiCaprio, and super smart climatologists propose. I know what you're thinking. Aren't there people out there who just don't believe in climate change? Indeed there are. But the fact is, the US is the second worst emitter of carbon dioxide in the world. While most Americans agree climate change is real, its impact has sparked heated debate, pun intended, mostly over how much of an impact humans really have. Even if you don't subscribe to the idea that if climate change isn't addressed soon, humanity will be threatened, there's scientific evidence to support the notion that we will experience its devastating effects. Extreme temperatures and drought are causing migrant populations to swell, and some communities to lose stable access to food and water. Yeah, just got real. Here are a few other suggestions of things we can all do. The first, recycle, at home and out in public. If you're unsure about what goes where, don't worry, I get confused all the time too. And you can reference the link at the bottom of this video for some really helpful tips. Second, consider your food options. Eat locally and seasonally. Basically, choose foods that have a low carbon footprint. The more food is flown around the world on big cargo planes, the bigger the carbon footprint. Farmers markets, my friends, are the future. Third, consider your transportation options. Take the public bus, or train, buy a hybrid or electric car, carpool, ride a bike, or just simply take a walk. Fourth, support sustainable brands and substitute single-use products for reusable ones, like taking your own bags to the market. And lastly, thrift that wardrobe. In short, reduce consumption. Buy less. The less we use, the less we leave behind. And these are just a few ways that we can all make a difference. After all, the Earth is our only home, so while we're here, let's try to make love, not emissions. I'm Brooke Hinton. For more Truth Told, visit the URL here. For more videos like this, click here, and to subscribe to Refinery29, click here.